Alright, guys. Raise your hands if you thought this was going to get a sequel. I didn't. Anyway, hey there, guys. What's up? What's going on? It's Autobot Mike 18 here, back with another movie review. Guys, it's been like a while since I've done a movie review in this surrounding. I am sorry about that. I've been genuinely busy. And yeah, I'm sorry. I really am, guys. I've just been busy with school and everything, guys. As you know, the last movie review I think I did in this surrounding where I held up a poster was Deadpool, actually, which was back in February, way back when in February. So I'm sorry about that. But luckily, I am on spring break this week. Not too free, though, because I still have a bunch of work to do. But luckily, I do have some free time, and with that free time, I saw a couple movies. I'm going to be reviewing them. The first review that I have up for you guys is London Has Fallen, the sequel to Olympus Has Fallen. I still cannot believe that I am saying that. Even after I've seen this movie already. Yes, guys, London Has Fallen came out a few weeks ago. I'm just seeing it now. Okay, a lot of you guys are going to be like, Mike, what the hell? Why didn't you see Zootopia twice? Or why didn't you go see 10 Cloverfield Lane twice? 10 Cloverfield Lane, by the way, I'm going to get this review up first. I saw that after this. I did see that movie, okay? I know you guys are going to be like, Mike, why haven't you seen that movie yet? I've seen it. I will be getting a review up. I'm going to film that after this one. And I also saw The Witch weeks ago. I just didn't review it. I'm going to get that review up before I do any of these, okay? So just stay tuned and enjoy that one. Anyway, London Has Fallen. Yeah, okay, I wasn't planning on going to see this movie. In all honesty, this is why I ended up going to see it. I had a good friend of mine who wanted to go hang with me one night and go to the movies with me, and he was like, okay, well, let's go see Deadpool or London Has Fallen. Those were the two that he wanted to see. I was like, come on, man, let's go see 10 Cloverfield Lane. He's like, nah, I don't want to see that. I'm like, come on, man. I saw it the next day. But anyway, he was like, yeah, I want to see one of these two, and I'm like, I saw Deadpool already. He had seen it already. I would have seen it again because Deadpool's freaking awesome, but I wanted to see something that I haven't seen, you know what I mean? That's why I picked London Has Fallen. I said, you know what, if it's really a pile of crap like everyone's saying it is, I'll just give it a bad review. But you know what, all in all, after having seen the entire movie, it's not terrible. That being said, is it great? No, it's not. It's dumb. It's silly. It's London Has Fallen. It's the sequel to Olympus Has Fallen. What more can you expect from it, okay? Just go in and have fun. Anyway, no, okay, getting serious now. Plot behind London Has Fallen. First off, we have basically the same cast returned. Gerard Butler, Aaron Eckhart, and Morgan Freeman. And we have a new director who I'm not going to pronounce his name because, no. Yes. So we have the sequel to Olympus Has Fallen. The movie's set about 2 years or so after the events of the first movie. And we're basically following Mike Banning, played by Gerard Butler. He's still working the Secret Service detail for Aaron Eckhart's president, who's still in office somehow as the president. Guess he got reelected. And apparently they fixed the White House up pretty good because that's all back in shape. So he's, at this point in his life, he's an expecting father to his wife, and he is contemplating whether or not he should continue working for the Secret Service for the president. And something happens. We have a prime minister dies. I believe the French prime minister dies, and then the president and his detail and a bunch of other world leaders travel to London for the funeral service, and then that's when things go boom. People start firing guns at people, explosions start happening, half of London gets torn apart and blown up, and there's a terrorist group that wants to kill the president, okay? And that, my friends, is London Has Fallen. And it poses an interesting dynamic, because this time our characters are not in the White House, they're not in D.C., our base of operations, where we have the Speaker of the House, played by Morgan Freeman, and the rest of the, important people, I don't know I don't know. They're all sitting around in an office table, literally just watching things unfold on big screens. That's all they can do at this point. But they're so much further away, and when technology and electricity all get shut down, forget about it. These guys are on the dark. It's basically up to Gerard Butler, who is pretty much a badass at this point. Yeah, Gerard Butler kicks so much ass in this movie. I'm just going to come out and say it. I mean, is he a likable actor? Not really. I've never been a fan of him personally, but I'm going to be honest with you. He is a pretty decent modern John McClane. He's a badass, okay? He kicks ass. They give him some great lines in this movie. They make him totally hardened and just hardcore, and he does not let up at all on the terrorists in this movie. I mean, there's a great phone call conversation that really just made me say, yeah, that guy's awesome. He's a boss, okay? That is who I want defending me if I'm ever president of this country. Yeah, Gerard Butler just kills it in this movie, and I think he's great. I think he's great in the role, and this is that one type of movie where the movie just itself isn't that serious, because I totally could never see him in a serious role, like, at all. So that's why he's perfect for this movie series, okay? So, yeah, if you want to go make Italy Has Fallen or Spain Has Fallen, yeah, go do that. Just throw him in there, give him money, yeah, that's it. Just give Gerard Butler that. Just talking about the cast real quick, because I guess I just went there. I don't know why. But Aaron Eckhart, I never bought him as the president in the first Olympus Has Fallen. I still don't buy him as the president in this. I don't know what it is, but I actually, like, after I watched this, I rewatched, like, a couple scenes from this, because overall, and I'll get into this, this is a much better movie than this, because it's a sequel, and sequels 90% of the time are not better, but Aaron Eckhart, I don't know what it was in this movie, I don't know if the director told him to talk in a more deep voice, but Aaron Eckhart seems so unenthused, not just, like, his character, yeah, is peril, like, he's in peril, he's like, freaking out, like, he's gonna probably die, the stakes are really high this time around. But he just talks so monotone and so deep. It's like he felt there was just, I got no charisma from him in this movie whatsoever. And that's a shame, because I think Aaron Eckhart is a pretty decent actor most of the time. He's not one of my favorites or anything. But I just felt like nothing. I felt like he gave zero shits to be in this movie. That's just what he came off across as me. I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but it just didn't feel, I didn't feel like I was watching the same character. And I don't know, maybe because the first movie built up everything with his wife and his son, and I understood why he was a bit more hardened, but I don't know, he just seems joyless this entire movie. And it's not the character, it's the actor. It's in my opinion, I'm seeing the acting, and it's just coming off as just an act. He just felt like an actor to me. I just didn't get into that character. I didn't buy him personally, and that bummed me out. Morgan Freeman, though, he's Morgan Freeman. He'll do anything perfectly. I want to close my eyes and just listen to him talk about my life. There you go. Getting all serious, though, Olympus Has Fallen. I never reviewed this, guys, because at the time this movie came out, it was like several months before I turned 17, so I couldn't go sneak into this R-rated movie. And I understand why this was rated R. The whole time I was watching the trailer, I was so pissed when I found out this was given an R rating. I was like, come on, it's just it's just a shoot 'em up, just rated PG-13, but no, this movie needed to be rated R. It was really gritty and violent and bloody and gory, and I bought every second of that. But yeah, so I like this movie came out at the worst time because I couldn't see it. So that's why I have it on Blu-ray, just so you guys know, okay? I bought it on Blu-ray because I had really wanted to see it really badly in the theaters because I was that typical 17-year-old, I need testosterone in me. Yeah, I bought it on Blu-ray, or I got it on Blu-ray, and it was okay. In my opinion, of this or White House Down that came out, this is probably better than White House Down that came out in 2013. And Antoine Fuqua directed this, and I like him. I think he's a good director. And I think the action sequences were incredibly well directed. I think a little bit more better directed than London Has Fallen, in my opinion. They were a little bit more shakier in this, probably because it was a lot of chase and go. It wasn't just like all on the White House lawn like it was in this movie. But overall, it was fun. It was dumb. It didn't make sense. Half of it, I didn't buy into the plot, all that. But the stakes were high. The action and the grittiness was perfect. It was spot on. And I enjoyed this movie. I had fun with it. London Has Fallen is more or less the same exact thing happening twice, kind of like Home Alone or Taken. But the stakes are just higher in the fact that they're so far away from any help or any communication from everyone else back in DC because they're in a different country. That's the only time the stakes rise. And that's why I feel that London Has Fallen doesn't really work as a superior sequel because, yeah, there's that added element, but other than that, you have this badass guy who is like God in a sense. He's just kicking so much ass. He's an unstoppable force. He barely gets shot or stabbed, like nothing. And he's just like, you're like, okay, he's just overpowering every one of these guys. And I'm like, even John McClane got his ass kicked, all right? I mean, how much can this guy kill? Yeah, so I didn't all that buy into that aspect of the movie. That took a lot of the tension out of it. Other than that, though, the action sequences do work. They are fun and exciting. There are some adrenaline rushing moments. Now, I know that a lot of people are going to be like, oh, they had to shoot that one action scene in a one take, because one takes, get everybody, their blood pumping, because movies are starting to do that now. Birdman and Revenant, yeah, so everyone's doing one takes now. True Detective, everyone's doing long one takes, so I'm going to do a long one take. I thought it worked for this movie. I thought it was great. I thought it was awesome. I was really surprised that this type of movie would attempt a one take, and they did, and it pulled off, in my opinion. So that all really works. And the main cast is cool. Like, apart from the fact that everything is bullshit and the fact that this one guy is able to kick all this ass, that's all bullshit. But it's fun. It's fun to watch, and it's funny. And the movie does have some humor. Not all of it works. Some of it does. Most of it doesn't. The movie's kind of like a mixed bag for me. There's so many outrageous, just unbelievable bullshit things happening, but at the same time, it's fun. And it's just fun to watch. It's fun to just watch this one guy kick so much ass, and I know everybody's going to be like, oh, this is just, patriotism, just to get everybody on the side of America and say, oh, boo, you terrorist, okay, yeah. Stop complaining about that, guys. It's London Has Fallen. It's the sequel to Olympus Has Fallen. Stop reading so far into that, okay? I hate when people are like, oh, it's just a propaganda piece, just to promote, America as this great country. No, the guy's a total boss in this movie, but he's a monster at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, he's a total, if you look at it from the other side's perspective, yeah, he's a monster. Okay, he's a hardcore badass monster in a sense. So no, we don't look perfect. Yeah, we look badass, but we're still faulted. So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on that. Just stop complaining that every war film or terrorist takeover film is just propaganda. I'm tired of hearing that. Anyway, I'm sorry, I had a little rant there. Yeah, so all that's fun. Like, it's well shot for the most part. The editing's cool. The guy who directed this, Antoine Fuqua, did not return to direct. I think he did a fine job. I don't think it was anything was spectacular or anything. My main complaints with this movie, and I know this whole time I've been saying it's just a dumb, fun action movie. You can turn your brain off for a couple of hours, sit back, relax, and enjoy. My main problem with this movie are not only all of the cliches, not only the fact that every single person should be dead in this movie. There's a crash sequence. That's all I'm going to say without spoiling anything. All the characters are dead. Okay, they're dead. Nobody survived that sequence. One character does die, and I was like, okay, great. I'm glad they did that to that one character. I actually wasn't expecting that. But once I saw that crash happen, I'm like, they're dead. Don't tell me they're going to walk. Okay, they walked out of it. They're okay. No, they're all dead. So yeah, action movies do that typically. They suspend our disbelief way too much. In this case, way too much. But I let that go, and then it happens a couple other times. A character just makes it out alive, and you're like, why? But they do. My biggest complaint with this movie, though, and it's going to seem so weird with a supposedly big budget movie like this, and I have to do my research. I don't know what the budget of this movie was, but I would assume it is significantly lower than the budget for the first movie, and I'll tell you guys why. Where in the hell were all of the extras? I don't know where they were. That's the answer to that question. Holy crap, where did everybody go? Here, let me explain this to you guys. This bothered the hell out of me. This is such a small, little, minuscule thing, but it's so unrealistic, and I'm that type of guy who needs things to make sense, and this did not make any sense to me whatsoever. I'll explain it. After the shit hits the fan and everybody's like, okay, yeah, we're attacking the president, all the world leaders are getting killed off one by one, things are blowing up, all the police officers are really terrorists and they start attacking. Where's the crowd? Where is the security? Where are the good cops? Where is all of that? The entire funeral sequence felt like so many extras were missing and there was so little security. It made no logical sense to me whatsoever. And I know you guys are going to be like, Mike, they say it in the movie like 3 different times. We had 3 days to prepare for this funeral. They caught them off guard in this movie. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. That's made abundantly clear. But are you seriously telling me that the White House, the Secret Service, our government, our U.S. government couldn't put together a highly in-depth security defense team for the president during this time in 3 days. You had 3 days to do that, my friends. How long does it take? Like 2 weeks? It should take 2 days. So I did not buy that at all. And the entire middle half, when our two main characters are going from point A to point B to flee these terrorists and just basically get off the streets, where in the hell were all of the Londoners? Now I get it. All these buildings were blowing up. Things are exploding, and they had the air raid sirens going on, but it made zero sense to me that they didn't have at least 4 or 5 extras running in the background to like run inside a house or something. I didn't get that at all. It started to bug the hell out of me. It felt like they literally just cleared off the streets just to make it easier for them as a film crew, just so they can focus on 2 characters instead of a bunch of extras. That's what it came off to me as. They just took the easy way out and just like, okay, let's use the air raid thing just to keep extras off the streets. When A, I don't buy that because some people are going to be running around, and B, it felt so awkward just to see these 2 guys running from one place to the other. I don't know. That just bothered the hell out of me. That's the one big thing I'm complaining about. Other than that, guys, it's big, dumb fun. That's all I have to say. My friend and I had a good time. We laughed a few moments. I cringed in a few other moments. It's not a perfect movie, but it's not a terrible movie. It's not horrible. It's not one of the worst sequels I've seen recently. I've seen far other worse sequels than this. It's nothing you need to go out in the theater and see. By any means, don't rush or pay like a lot of money to see this. But if you want to rent it or something, or buy the Blu-ray real cheap, go for it, okay? It's fun, it's entertaining. If you like hardcore action, really gritty and brutal violence, you're going to get that with this movie and you will not be disappointed. Guys, I almost said Olympus Has Fallen. London Has Fallen. I'm going to give this movie a grade of a 7 out of 10 or a grade of a C minus. Yeah, it's okay. It's not terrible. It's not, if it ends up on my worst of the year list, it's not because I hated it. It's because it was just one of the lowest ranked movies of the year for me. So that's my thoughts on London Has Fallen. Guys, if you have seen this movie, let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments. If many of you probably skipped it though, that's okay. Anyway, guys, thank you as always so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Stay tuned for a couple other reviews I got coming out. Bye, guys.